Hi guys, welcome back. Today's lesson is called Sticking Together. Sticking together. And our sticky statement is together is better. How many of you have a dog? For those of you who have a dog, what makes your dog great? You could say your dog is fun and loves to play, and some people say that dogs are a man's best friend. Why? Because they always stick with you. Dogs have a tendency to do what you ask them to do, bond with their masters and stick close. They are faithful and loyal. There is a true story about a man from Japan who found a dog and he named him Hakiko. He took the dog home with him and they became friends. As the story goes, every morning as the man headed to the train station for work, Hakiko would be there by the door to see him off. At 4 o'clock every afternoon, when the man's train pulled into the station, Hakiko would be at the train station platform waiting for him. It was only a year later that the man had a stroke and sadly died while at work. Hakiko, of course, had no way of knowing his master would not be coming home. So he faithfully went to the train station at 4 o'clock as he did every day, only to search faces of those getting off the train. None of them were his master. Story has it that for 10 years, until his own passing, this loyal companion continued to meet the 4 o'clock train every day, hoping to see his master he loved so much. The station master was so moved by Hakiko's loyalty that he began leaving food out for him. Many of the local people who passed through the station were also moved by Hakiko's example of loyalty. I will show you a video right now about a movie called Hachi, A Dog's Tale.
Hachiko was my grandfather Wilson's dog. Everyone called Hachi a mystery dog because they never really knew where he came from. And that's where their story began.
Hey, buddy, you lost?
One chance encounter.
He was at the train station.
Just thought you'd bring him home and talk me into keeping him.
Tomorrow morning, we'll find out exactly where he belongs.
Became
Dad, I love him.
a miraculous story.
Does he have a name yet?
Yes, he does. Temporary guest.
Go ahead. No. The ball.
He's lost it. Sorry. The dog's already been taken.
Whoa! Good work. So go ahead. Go on home. Archie! What are you doing here? Been here all day?
No. He just showed up 2 minutes ago.
It's amazing. Every day.
Hachi! Hey, Hachi!
You don't have to wait anymore. He's not coming back.
Based on a true story. One dog's loyalty
Hey, Hachi.
inspired a town
Is that the dog that I've been hearing so much about?
to discover friendship can last forever.
Every day, come, same time, same place.
Sounds like it can make a good story.
When I hear about my grandfather and Hachi, I feel like I know him. They taught me the meaning of loyalty. That you should never forget anyone that you've loved.
Hachi, A Dog's Tale, based on a true story.
And that's why Hachi will forever be my hero.
This story shares a beautiful picture of the loyalty between man and his dog. Loyalty is the quality of staying firm in your friendship or support from someone. Here are some other words similar to loyalty: commitment, devotion, faithfulness, and steadfastness. Loyalty is demonstrated by sticking together, no matter the circumstances. Here is the truth about loyalty: together is better. Today's lesson is the first lesson of a 4-part series called Step by Step, Following the Right Leaders. All the lessons in this series are designed to introduce you to different biblical characters who chose to display godly characteristics in their lives. In our lesson, we are going to meet a woman from the Bible who was dependable, faithful, and a loyal friend. We find her story in the book of the Bible with the same title as her name, Ruth. Ruth was a woman who lived in the country of Moab, but the story of Ruth doesn't begin with Ruth. It actually begins with a Hebrew family who was living in the city of Bethlehem in Judah. Due to a famine in the land of Bethlehem, a woman by the name of Naomi and her husband Elimelech traveled with their 2 sons to the land of Moab to find a place to raise their family. A famine is an extreme shortage of food. In Moab, they found food to eat and a safe place to live. Once they got older, one of their sons married a lady by the name of Orpah. The other son married Ruth. Both of these women were Moabites. Years passed, and sadly all the men in the family died. All 3 ladies lost their husband, and they had very little. Since Moab was not where she was originally from, Naomi wanted to return to Bethlehem, her hometown, since she had heard the famine was over, and she hoped some of her family was still there. Naomi told both her daughter-in-law to stay in their own country. But Ruth loved Naomi, and she had learned to love the one true God whom Naomi worshipped. By staying in Moab, she would be under the influence of false gods. By going with Naomi, she was making a better choice. Listen to what Ruth said to Naomi when she tried to get her to stay in Moab. Ruth 1:16 reads, "And Ruth said, Entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God." Ruth was willing to say goodbye to her birth family and stick close to Naomi to make the journey back to Bethlehem. Ruth chose to take Naomi's people and God as her own. She was a dependable and loyal daughter-in-law and a friend to Naomi. When the women returned, Ruth was determined to provide for their needs. The famine was over, but neither of the women had a job. How could they buy food if they didn't have a job? It was the time of year for the barley harvest, so Ruth got a job of sorts. It wasn't a job where she would get paid with money. She began gleaning in the fields. Gleaning means to gather grain or other material that is left after the main crop has been gathered. Widows, poor people, and those in need of food could follow the harvesters and pick up the remaining grain that was left in the fields. At the end of the day, after taking the grain home, they would sit out the head of grain and grind it to make bread. Ruth chose to be the one to go into the fields to gather grain. Ruth and Naomi were stronger when they worked together. Yes, together is better. Ruth found out that the field she was gleaning in belonged to a man named Boaz. This made Naomi glad because she knew that he was related to her late husband, Elimelech. Since Ruth was from another country and might not be accepted in every field, Naomi knew this was a safe place, and Boaz would see that she was protected. I'm going to read Ruth 2:8-9 and 15 and 16. Then said Boaz unto Ruth, Hearest thou not, my daughter? Go not to glean in another field, neither go from hence, but abide here fast by my maidens. Let thine eyes be on the field that they do reap, and go thou after them. Have I not charged the young men that they shall not touch thee? And when thou art athirst, go into the vessels, and drink of that which the young men have drawn. And when she was risen up to glean, Boaz commanded his young men, saying, Let her glean even among the sheaves, and reproach her not, and let fall also some of the handful of purpose for her, and leave them, that she may glean them, and rebuke her not. Boaz showed that he too was a loyal family friend. Ruth had come to love the one true God whom Naomi served. Her love for and loyalty to God was demonstrated through her love for and loyalty to Naomi. God demonstrated all throughout the Word of God that He is loyal and faithful. Let's read Psalms 36, 5 through 7. It reads, Thy mercy, O Lord, is in the heavens, and thy faithfulness reacheth unto the clouds. Thy righteousness is like the great mountains. Thy judgments are a great deep. O Lord, thou preservest man and beast. How excellent is thy loving kindness, O God. Therefore the children of men put their trust under the shadow of thy wings. God is merciful, faithful, righteous, loving, kind, just, and trustworthy. He never changes. Listen to 2 Timothy 2:13. 2 Timothy 2:13 reads, If we believe not, yet he abideth faithful. He cannot deny himself. Think about that truth. God is loyal and faithful to us, even when we are not loyal and faithful to him. When we have a relationship with God and have trusted our lives to his control, God gives us the heart to do what's right, to desire to cling to him, and to put him first. God, who is our most loyal friend, can help us. When we stick close to God, he can help us in our loyalty to others. When you are dependable and can be counted on, you are a loyal friend. You are a loyal friend. People who are loyal to each other stick together. When you stick together, you are stronger than you were alone. Together is better. In your life, you have people who have shown loyalty to you. Let's name a few who has been loyal to you. It could be a parent, a grandparent, a guardian, relative, a sibling, a teacher, a coach, or maybe a very good friend. These people have put you first. They have been there for you and they loved you. You can depend on them to help you. Together is better. You can count on them. Throughout this next week, you will have many opportunities to show those people you are loyal to them and you can be trusted. If your parents tell you to help them with some specific chore you really don't want to do, but you obey them anyway, you are demonstrating loyalty to your parents. If a friend is being treated in a mean way and you defend them, come alongside them and speak up for them to support them, you are being loyal. So let's brainstorm different ways we can be loyal. As we think about people we see each day, think of ways you can demonstrate loyalty to them. Let's begin with your parents or guardians. How can you show you are loyal to them? Right. Some answers could be complete family assigned chores in a timely manner. Remember to ask for needed school items before you are on your way out the door in the morning. Help with daily tasks that might not be on your routine chore list. Cleaning the table, putting coats and shoes in the proper place, getting homework and school notes out of backpacks for your parent or guardian to see, taking care of pets, etc. Choosing to not talk badly about them around your friends if they will not allow you to participate in certain activities. What about your teachers at school or church? How can you show them you are loyal to them? You could follow class rules, be willing to work together with someone that's other than your classmates may not want to be partners with. Offer help if you're done with assigned work, if you're allowed. Refuse to talk badly about someone or complain about them to others. What about your friends? How can you show you are loyal to them? You could say being a friend every day and not just when it's convenient for you. Helping them if they are having a difficult time with something. Sticking up for your friends when others are unkind. Choosing to be true to your word even if a better opportunity comes up. Those are great ideas. Thank you for sharing all the different ways to be loyal. In Ruth's life, it was her relationship with God that gave her a heart to do what was right. She chose God instead of idols. She chose to be a faithful friend to Naomi, even in tough times. She chose to find ways to help and make a difference in their lives. When you stick with God, God will help you be a loyal, faithful friend. Being loyal, you can make a positive difference in the world. Will you choose to be loyal? If so, will you ask God to help you be loyal? Let's talk to God about the choice you're going to make today. I'll let you pray by yourself for a minute, and then I will pray, and you could pray along. You can pray something like this. Dear God, thank you for being loyal to me. I want to be a loyal person to those in my life. Help me to make the decision each day to be loyal to you, my parents, my teachers, and my friends. Amen. This week, if you choose loyalty, determine in your heart to do one activity we discussed earlier, like being loyal to your parents, doing things without them having to ask you, or if they ask you, don't complain and just do it. For a teacher, maybe if you could help them out in some way and be a good listener, and maybe if your teacher allows, you can help somebody else with their lessons if they're behind, or be a great friend. If somebody's picking on them, then stick up for them, or just be a loyal friend even if something better comes up. Together is better. Let's be loyal to others like God has been loyal to us. Review questions. Why did Naomi and her husband move to a foreign land? Right, because of a famine in their own country. Why did Ruth follow Naomi back to Bethlehem? Because of her love for Naomi and her love for Naomi's God. What character quality was determined by Ruth's action of going with Naomi to her home? Loyalty. How did Ruth show her desire to be counted on when they got back to Bethlehem? Right. She went to find grain to help obtain food for them. In whose field did Ruth go to gather grain? Right, Boaz. The process of picking up grain left after the harvesters were done in a field is called gleaning. If your parents ask you to help a sibling with one of their chores, what does this suggest? Together is better. What word is defined this way? The quality of staying firm in your friendship or support for someone. Loyalty. True or false? God is faithful to us even when we are not faithful. True. Finish the sticky statement. Together is better. Together is better. That is the end of the lesson. Thank you for tuning in to TLC's Children's Church lesson. Hope that you learned something. I hope that you apply it this week and show your loyalty to others as well as God. Hope you have a great, safe, and blessed week.